Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. And in today's video we're going to be learning how to make a would you rather game inside of Python with only 35 lines of code, and we are going to be making it 100% free. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing we're actually going to need to do is open our Google Chrome web browser right here. As you can see, I'm in my web browser. You can use any browser that you use, and you're going to need to go to this website, which is OpenRouter. And OpenRouter is basically the platform that we're going to get our free API key from. So all you need to do is go to openrouter.ai/workspaces/default/keys and hit enter, and this should take you to your OpenRouter API keys right here. And to create a new API key, this is a 100% free process, and all you're going to need to do once you're here and have created an account, you're going to need to click on this button that says new key. Just click on that, and all you have to do is give it a name. I'm going to call it my new AI, or you can call it whatever you want. You can call it would you rather AI, and make sure to be specific with these in case you're going to create more. And for an expiration date, I'm just going to set it to, let's say, 1 day, and it will expire. So credit limit, you can leave this blank as for now and just click on create. Once you have this created, all you're going to need to do is click on this copy button right here, copy it and make sure it's saved to your clipboard. And now what we're going to need to do is go back to our main Python IDE and start writing our code. Okay, now that we are back inside of our Python IDE, the first thing we're going to need to do is paste in our API key that we got from the website. So I'm just going to comment it out and paste it right here, and that's our API key, and make sure it starts with this SK right here. So now that we have that right there, the first thing we're going to need to do is actually import the module we will be using, and the module name is going to be the OpenAI module. So to download this module, you're going to need to open your terminal and run this command, which is pip install OpenAI, just like this. But if you want to install it directly from your terminal, you can type it exactly as I'm going to type it by typing in import os and type in os.system, then F right here, and you can type in pip install OpenAI, and make sure you just run this code, and this library will be installed inside of your Python scripts folder. So now to get on with creating our AI, we're going to first import it by typing in from OpenAI. We're going to import OpenAI with a capital letter O and an AI right at the end. So right below this, we're going to initialize our client by typing in client, and our client is our main AI. So I'm going to set client to be equal to OpenAI, just like this, open and close brackets. Then we're going to go right into this, and the first thing I'll type in is the base URL, which is the website where we got our API key from, and I'm going to set this equal to https://open router, just like this, .ai/api/v1. So this is the exact URL you're supposed to type in. Then right below that, you're just going to make a variable API key and set it equal to your API key inside of quotes, just like that. So once you're done with this, you can erase this comment of your API key right there. So right below this, we're going to exit our client right there, and then now we're going to set up our starting memory. So I'm going to make a variable called history, and this will be our memory variable, and I'm going to set this equal to open and close brackets, and I'm going to open and close curly brackets, and the first thing I'll pass in is role inside of quotes, add a full colon, then the second thing I'll pass in is system, just like that. Then after this, I'm going to add a comma, and the content right here is going to be how the AI is going to behave. So the content is going to be set to you are a would you rather AI, just like this, and you are supposed to ask me would you rather questions. You can set it to be however you want. You can give it a name. You can say your name is Mellow if you want. You can call it whatever you want to call it, and I'm just going to leave that history variable right there. So right below this history variable, we're going to print something, and we're just going to say print game started, just like this. And right below this, I'm going to say \n, which is break line, and I'm going to say to start the game, type type start, just like that. So I'm going to go right below this, and I'm going to make a loop. So essentially what this loop is going to be for is it's going to run this code multiple times until the user gets tired of actually playing the game. So the first thing we'll pass in is the user input, which is what the user is going to input, their option or rather their choice. So I'm going to set user input equal to input. Then I'm just going to set it to you just like that. Then right below this, I'm going to make an if statement, and if user underscore input dot lower, just like this, in exit, make sure the exit keyword is typed exactly as it's supposed to be, or you can type it like in, then open brackets just like that and type in exit, then add a comma, you can type in by, you can type in quit. So essentially what these keywords are these are the keywords that are going to stop the Python program from running. So if those keywords are typed, then we're going to break the loop. So we're going to go right below that and type in history.append, which is going to update our history variable, and I'm going to type in role first. Then after role, I'm going to pass in the user. So add a full colon right there and pass in the user, then add a comma and pass in content right there. Then the content is going to be set equal to user input, because that's what the AI is going to be responding to. So right after we set up the memory, we're going to make a try statement just like this. Then right after this try statement, we're going to have an exception as E statement. So just like this, I'm going to type in except, then with a capital letter E, I'm going to type in exception as E. Then this exception as E is going to print out if we get any error. So it's going to type out error just like this. Then I'm going to type in an E right there. So inside this try statement, what we're going to type in is the main code, and we'll start with the response of our AI. So the response is going to be set equal to our client, which is our main AI, and I'm going to set this client.chat underscore completions just like this, or you can type in chat.completions, which gives you a faster response, and chat.completions.create just like this. Then inside these brackets, the first thing I'm passing is the model. So the model is going to be set equal to q1 slash q1 2.5-7b dash instruct, which is one of the free models on the platform. Make sure this is in lowercase if you're setting it all to lowercase, and if you want it in uppercase, make sure everything is in uppercase. So I'm going to go right below that, add a comma right there, then the message just like this, the messages is going to be set equal to history. This basically updates our history, and I'm going to set max tokens equal to 500, which is the response limit of our AI. So right below that, I'm going to make an answer variable, which is what our AI is going to output, and I'm going to set up answer equal to response, which is the variable which we're from making dot choices, just like this. Choices, then we're going to pick the first choice by typing in 0 inside of brackets dot message dot content, and that gets the main message content of our AI. So now all we're going to need to do is print out our response by typing in print. Then I'm going to add an F right there, then the bot, then I'm going to concatenate our main bot response by typing in answer right there, which is our answer variable. Then we are basically done, and the last thing we're going to need to do is append our history by typing in history.append. Then I'm going to pass in role, which is the first thing I'm going to pass right there as usual. Then after the role, I'm going to pass the role this time as assistant, then add a comma, and the content this time is going to be the answer so that it can be backed up to our assistant's memory. So all that's left to do now is run our code and see if it works. Okay, now the first thing we're actually going to need to do here is go to this model name right here. I had made a mistake earlier, and just add a dash in between the QN and the 2.5 right there and hit save. And what we're going to need to do is run our code and see if it's actually working. So I'm going to type in start, and let's see if our AI is going to give us a proper response. So entirely the response of the AI speed is going to depend heavily on your internet connection. So right here, as you can see, Melo here ready to play the Would You Rather game. And here's the first question. Would you rather have the ability to time travel forward, back, but not backward, or have superhuman strength? And you can make your choice. You can type in whatever you want. You can type in first option, you can type in exactly what he's typed in, and you get your response, and it will give you a second response, and this while loop is going to continue running as long as you want it to go on. So you keep on getting asked the next question. Here you go. Would you rather prefer to have the ability to time travel forward but not backward, or have superhuman strength? And you can set it to whatever you want it to be. You can type in exit right here, and from this prompt right here, you can change it to whatever you want it to be. You can set it to your personalized AI without any memory. And if you want to know how to make an AI with memory, you can go to the video link in the description, and I'm going to leave a timestamp for it. And in case you want to change the prompt of whatever you want your AI to be, you can change it right here. You can make it, you are a helpful AI assistant, and you can set it to whatever you want it to be. All you're going to need to do is run the code and say, let's say something like hi to it, and let's see what response I'm going to get from our AI. And as you can see right here, you can see, hello, how can I assist you today? So you can type in whatever you want. You can ask it any question. Okay, so to ask your AI, you can ask it, let's say something like, what is the capital of, let's say something like France. Hit OK and wait for your AI response to actually come out. So as you can see, the capital of France is Paris right there in the terminal. And to exit the terminal, you can just type in exit and you are done. So in case you want a more descriptive video on how you can make an AI inside of Python, make sure to check the video link in the description. And if you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.